The last time Anna Williams did an interview concerning the Delphi murders, apparently, was September 30th of 2020. And it links, I have a link to an example of it. It may have been done before that, but that's the last time an interview is claimed to be done with her. Not 2022. Next, the audio signal that you can get the download of that would be the least altered, the oldest, and the most likely not to be corrupted or altered or edited. By the way, all subsequent versions say they're edited. Of the audio recording from the Delphi case that's commonly called the Down the Hill recording, I've put up copies of and put links to, and it's not available on the police website now because they'd rather have you listen to the one that they've cleaned up, but it causes more distortions. And that recording has certain characteristics and lasts a certain number of seconds long. The claim I've got now in my comment section is that there's a 41-second long version of it plus the part that says down the hill. And there's a claim or an assertion of using this trigger word, encrypted. The audio signal contains encrypted data, or is it just encoded? And this was supposed to be last week. And of course, when I look this up, I don't find anything about it. No one gave a citation because refusing to offer where the hell you're getting your ideas from or your claims or trolling content, depending on what it is, depending on who did this or said this. By not giving me a citation, you can keep me from evaluating it. If anybody's not aware, a while ago I did several videos where I got a hold of the audio, the original audio, that's the oldest and least possible to be doctored. That's from an archive that was made by the first person who found the binary copy of it posted on the website by the police. WAV file, OGG files, and another one that's, I think it's a WebP or something like that, and another one that's an MP3. And I explained in the video that MP3 recordings are recorded, depending on the settings, but usually both settings are used. A setting is used to emphasize voice to make it clearer what someone's saying or singing. There's two different bands for it. And the other one is done for music. And this allows you to clean up the audio, or more accurately, when you compress things, don't throw out the information that'll be heard as speech, or words that are sung, or musical notes. It isn't really pitch bending it or auto-tuning it, but it does make it to where it doesn't screw it up as much. And that means that you can't use MP3 recordings or YouTube videos for audio analysis when you're claiming to hear words where nobody is finding them. I also pointed out in a video that the original press conference with the police, they told you what you were supposed to hear in the recording, which is a big no-no if you want people to evaluate the audio correctly. And then they played it through a set of loudspeakers, and I'm contending that they deliberately overdrove it and made it noisy, mostly because either A, they were being competent, or B, my assertion is that we're trolling people. And I mentioned that they were accidentally trolling the public. I also mentioned that they were deliberately trolling probably the murderer or murderers to get them to respond in some way or react. I also wanted to point out today the other piece of trolling they did. People who contacted them and gave them tips. We've received X number of hundreds or thousands of tips, depending on the day you found out about it. Okay. But if you look at how many things they've done to double check those, you find out a vanishingly small number of tips are acted on because, if you're not aware of it, many people heard the audio, which is literally just noise because it's played through speakers in a room being recorded by the news cameras. If someone said, that's where I heard this, and I know I heard something, and you can't tell me I didn't hear this, as soon as a police officer or an investigator or anybody else who's reasonably good at determining whether or not they have a good data source, as soon as you hear someone saying or typing out, I am going to literally tell you before we start, you can't tell me I'm wrong, you immediately throw that out. Unless they have something very, very pertinent somehow. So, to prove that, how many things have the police force acted on? Now, there's only a little bit of that information available. You can kind of statistically figure out how much they actually checked on. The go, no-go test is if somebody became belligerent or would say, you can't tell me I'm wrong, or you can't tell me it doesn't say this, when obviously that would be the first thing they'd say. So anyway, I also made an audio recording where I removed the words down the hill and guys. And those words were removed so that the noise was the only thing we heard, because people are claiming they hear something in the noise, or they're able to tease out details in it. But none of them, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to tell you all the videos I've watched. I don't want to admit that I let them get me to view these videos. None of them explained why they were not cutting out the part we can hear. We already have the part that says down the hill. You already have the part that says guys. What we need are the parts before and after that where people are claiming they're hearing noise in the background, whatever noises they are, whether it's a voice or not. Do they tell you they're using the WAV file, the OGG, or the MP3? There's only 3 data sources. Are they using an interview in a room, the audio from a room where they're playing it through loudspeakers with one of the cones bad in the speaker or whatever the noise source is? There's several possible things. Are they using the raw WAV file? Are they telling you how they're doing this? Are they making it to where you can double check their work and criticize them correctly? Or are they hiding that so you can't? Now, this is what happened in the comment section. No one criticized my methods until today. You can't. Just by using the simple measures that you applied, the audio is not capable of undoing the encrypted signal. So now it's encrypted. No, you mean encoded. Or undoing the noisy signal. Maybe the person's using this in an informal way. The channel is presuming to be a source of decent quality response, useful data, maybe even expert level. Maybe trust me, I'm good at this kind of stuff. I'm stating don't trust me, I'm telling you to test me. I even did a video on how to do the exact setup with the same binary files I use for the copy of Audacity I'm using, so that you could make it impossible for you to get a different result unless I screwed it up really badly about my explanation, which is possible. And I'm giving you the tools to do your own research, which other people just tell you to do your own research and won't tell you where they're getting their citations from. Anna Williams, the mom of one of the individuals who died, supposedly did an interview sometime this year. And in that interview, this person said, "This path goes no further." And that was a statement of some sort. Except that the last time this person is easily checked as having done an interview, not some super secret, I've got inside information style interview, but a real interview with a real person, so someone faking being someone, is September 30th, 2020. The only place I can find anybody claiming to have a 41-second plus audio file with the words down the hill in it are people who are sitting there manipulating it over and over again from an MP3 encoding or something else off of YouTube, which is not how you do this. The WAV file is horrible. It's a shitty way to do it, but it's a million times better than doing an MP3 or whatever they were using. And again, do they tell you where they get the file from? Do they show you on the screen? What software are they using? What exactly did they do to alter it? Now, I was kind of slipshod in mine, but all I said was the parts where the person talked, I cut those parts out, put the pieces back together, looked for any zero crossing points and made sure that they went in at the right angle so that it would not make a click, which would be distracting. I then looked for any audio sections that are way too loud or way too soft and tried to compensate them to where they're at least within a certain range where it would be, a kind of a band. And then I equalized all the audio as volume level so it'd be as loud as possible. So if there was anything in the audio recording, you would have a less distracting experience trying to hear words, noises, the click of a gun someone claims to have heard. Or this path goes no further, which is obviously not in the audio recording either. And my conclusion was, without working hard at it, because if you work hard at it, you're going to start hearing things you want to hear. My conclusion is I can't hear anybody speaking any other words. The audio recording, the raw ones, as raw as possible, and also even the one that was processed by the cops, don't have this. This path goes no further, also as a quote, does not show up anywhere anybody's talking about the case. I'm obviously wrong. Maybe this is just recently posted and it's just not in the search engines. That's possible. Maybe there is an Anna Williams interview that was very recent, but I can't find it. Nobody's making a claim that it exists. No one's uploaded it on YouTube. And of course, in this interview, the mother of one of the girls that died is supposed to be saying this path goes no further as being something that was heard in the recording. Down the hill, but that only occurred after 41 seconds of audio that's supposed to include now the word encrypted. Okay. And this was done last week. No sign. Now, I'm sure that, like the last time someone said something like this, they're leaving out some key detail because they don't remember correctly. They don't have a mind like a steel trap. They can't permanently state after this point that they remember everything and they never make mistakes either. And that's what I dared people to say. I dare you to say that you've never made a mistake hearing music, misheard music. Just by using the simple measures that you applied to the audio is not capable of undoing the encrypted signal. It's not an encrypted signal. That's not what's going on here. That almost sounds like you're implying that the girls made a recording that had some secret message in it. I'm sure that's not what you're saying, because that's bordering on I can hear things that nobody else can, therefore I am a better source of data. It's not how it works. And the other assertion that there was an interview where the mother of one of the kids that died said this path goes no further was something that was heard. No sign of it. And yet again I say, citation please, and what will they say? I judge people based on that. I have a right to, just like everybody else. Should I provide any citations? Okay. The last interview I can find where someone even claimed to talk to one of the mothers of the kids. Link below in the description, September 30th, 2020. Other people re-uploaded copies of it. That's the one I've got as an upload, a re-upload copy, apparently. Anna Williams interview, when you look it up and search it by time and date stamp on YouTube, doesn't seem to show up except for that one, or a repeat of it. And there doesn't seem to be any quote-unquote release of a newer audio recording that's got 41 seconds of build-up audio with noise in it that's supposed to contain, quote, encrypted or just any audio before down the hill. And now here's the problem. I've done this before and I'll do it again. When someone makes an assertion that doesn't pan out, that there is literally no link to, I assume they're going around posting this everywhere. So my video gets a title containing exactly what you told people to go look up, and they find me. Don't tell me some cock and bull story, if these are cock and bull stories, where it goes nowhere except to some website you set up, or maybe it's a Reddit thread we haven't seen. Maybe the search engine haven't found it. Because I will post a video saying RFI RFC, request for comment, request for information, and then the keywords. And all that the people will find for the first couple of days is my video asking you the same damn question. Where the hell are you getting this? Was there an interview with one of the moms? The person could get the name wrong. Maybe it's not Anna Williams. One of the mothers said, quote, this path goes no further, and there's a 41-second odd number to pick, maybe out of the air, of audio before the words down the hill. Now, I understand that there is a version of the audio recording that was made later where they slowed it down, but I don't think it was 41 seconds. But I'm sure that there is a longer audio recording and video that all of this came from. The police haven't released it, as far as I know. Now, of course, by the time I post this, I could be completely wrong. I've done that a couple of times. But that's not what this is about. It's not whether I'm right or wrong, or you're right or wrong about this. It's that you will not provide any way of finding out whether you're telling me bullshit or not. Why are you assuming people are telling bullshit? Because that's the internet. That's what happens. If you post an assertion without a citation or the keywords to find it, I'm going to become the keywords asking the same damn question. A lot of people will. I'm not assuming this person's spreading this around. I'm not assuming this is becoming somebody trying to be an influencer on TikTok. But that's happened a couple of times, and I got ahead of it by doing this. Don't post a comment on my channel if you don't want me to go ahead and look it up. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. If any of you have any information, this is a request for information and request for comment. Post it below. Where are these from? I can't find them. And I hope it's not somebody being self-promotional again.